Call now.
And we continue now with our Great American Panel. Now, earlier I sat down with former Vice President Dick Cheney, and we will be airing that interview right here on this program tomorrow night, and we get into a lot of subjects. Here's part of it. You said in an interview that New York City is great, this trial in New York City is great for al-Qaeda. It's a pretty strong statement. What did you mean by that?
I mean that I think it'll give aid and comfort to the enemy. I think it will make Khalid Sheikh Mohammed something of a hero in certain circles, especially in the radical regions of Islam around the world. It'll put him on the map. He'll be as important or more important than Osama bin Laden.
Gee, I'm going to be up all night tonight waiting for that interview.
I wasn't going to ask you first because you bursted a blood vessel. But when you really think about this here, that this trial in New York City is great for al-Qaeda, I agree with him. This is offering aid and comfort to our enemies, and it is giving them a platform. This was one of the worst mistakes in Obama's presidency, and that's saying a lot.
Every New Yorker that I have spoken with has expressed concern to this. It doesn't matter if it is a taxi driver, if it is a waitress, if it is someone who is working in a building that I have been in over a couple of days. And Sean, they are very concerned about al-Qaeda having a platform to explain why they did this. And they think it's wrong. They're offended by it. I've found it very interesting to read some of the remarks from those that are leading the opposition to this, the families, the 9/11 families.
We're going to have a special this Friday night on this very topic. But, yeah, Chad?
You know, whether it's pre-9/11, post-9/11, that is a bad move for this country. That was a war. That was a war crime. That was an attack on our country. Never forget what happened here. Never forget how many lives died.
Well, look, we have prosecuted 200 terrorists in this country successfully and put them in jail, including the people who bombed the World Trade Center the first time. As for Cheney, to use that, use aid and comfort to the enemy is disgraceful. He ought to go back to Wyoming and fish and hunt. Well, maybe not hunt, but fish in any event. He ought to keep his mouth shut because all he's doing is aiding and comforting the enemies of the United States himself. Now, can I say one thing? Despite the fact that he is a right-winger, he also, I want to recommend Chad Lewis's book. It's a very, very good book. Surround yourself with greatness, and if you just sit beside his politics, it's a good book. Bye.
All right. let me move on before Bob has a heart attack here, which God forbid. Now, here is the cover of the New York Post today, and apparently it says Tiger's back, New York club gal, Florida waitress. You know, number 9, apparently there's number 10, and there was one web report tonight. We haven't confirmed that his wife may have left him.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, it's sad. Well, go ahead.
No, it is just such a sad situation, and there is responsibility that comes with celebrity, and my heart breaks for that family.
Yeah, and
me too. I take no joy in what's going on. The end result of doing that stuff is misery every time.
What about so many girls throw themselves at athletes? Now he's the one that took the vow to love, honor, cherish, be faithful to, and forsake all others. So I blame him more than the other women. Why are women at these games throwing themselves at athletes?
Well, athletes are no different than anyone else. They're going to be tempted, and that's why
But
I
they're
wrote
tempted
this book.
a lot more than others. In other words, I'm telling you, there aren't a group of women outside throwing themselves at me after every show.
They're famous and a lot of money. That's why we've got to surround ourselves with good people.
Okay, I got 20 seconds. I was just say, first of all, they don't throw themselves at me for some reason. But the fact of the matter is, not only is it sad for this family, they think this is going to go away. Do they ever learn the lesson? I mean, how many times does somebody like this get himself in this kind of situation and not realize that he's going to get caught eventually? And I'll tell you, all he's going to do is make these 9 women more famous. This is like a sickness,
though. In this case, so many of them.
Clearly. But, I mean, look, they do get women throwing something. But anyway, all right, we'll wrap it up right now. And I know because you want to talk about Dick Cheney again.
No, Dick Cheney will be here tomorrow.